I like internet.
Tweet.
Hey, internet.
It's time to go retweet that tweet.
Retweet, internet.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, the coffee just kicked in.
He's just
From 5 hours
plug
ago.
it in, and you're the purveyor
on
of
the internet.
What?
You're the creator of.
Podcast. Oh, Lord, I got sounds on.
Make
Them sounds go away, yo.
You've got mail.
Hey, man.
Hey.
Still got
Turn them
sound.
sounds off.
You still got sounds over there.
I'm
Holy
sorry.
shit.
I'm sorry.
Let's see if we can make it ding one more time as I
Nope.
start.
Sounds off.
Ding, ding, me, me.
Yes. Me.
I'm just
I
fucking
was
with
fucking
you.
with you.
This disco inferno, Discord inferno.
If I turn into a zombie, turn around and grab that out of the case.
I will.
Do me in,
I,
okay.
I've been waiting.
Thanks.
Just giving me an excuse.
The problem is you're going to have to rip the Lexan off
Yeah, it's kind of
because it slides
kinda
open the
mounted
wrong way.
Yeah, it's kind of mounted there. Well, actually, the whole box comes off the wall fairly easy. It's just on 2 picture hooks.
Picture.
Picture.
Pitcher.
I'm going to click on this link.
Ooh, a like.
Ooh, a link. Lord, help me.
So, Chuck,
Yes, sir.
pre-show banter, perhaps, unless you say, "Oh, I want to talk about that." Have you been watching Castle Rock?
Yes, I've been watching Castle Rock.
Is it good? Huh. So I guess that's a no.
It's
Chuck
a,
hasn't been doing anything.
it's a slow burn.
Okay.
The last episode 7, was very good. But the 6 episodes before it, you're just kind of like, this isn't what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. Oh, IMDb wants me to know about it because apparently Jane Levy's in it.
Jane Levy is in it.
Yeah.
That is correct.
She's for
confirm.
Monster Trucks, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That makes me want to watch it.
Yeah.
Well, that I kind of want to watch it anyway.
Her last name is Torrance.
Oh, I get it. Well, I get it.
Like she downloads a bunch of stuff.
Yep.
Nothing's
She's a
right.
pirate.
I'm Torrance. I'm all out of shape.
Just walks into rooms and goes, yar. And then she's got,
Poop out the
All
chat.
leechers and no seats makes Jane a dull girl.
that's it.
Hmm.
Hey guys, I got a special surprise for you.
What's that?
Is it sounds?
Sort of.
Okay.
I better not hear a zip sound in a second.
Thwap.
Somebody once told
No, what is it?
What's the
DJ?
surprise?
I watched movies this
Oh, yeah?
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
oh.
Oh, man.
We're actually going to do a second half.
Second half, yo.
half
Man.
number 2.
I have movies also.
Yeah, let's hit this first half just the fuck out of the way, so because I got movies for the second half.
Yeah, let's just get the shitty half out of the way so we
Man,
talk
I
about
am
movies.
over that whole second half thing.
All right.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
That's old news.
That's when we talk about good movies.
Yeah, the
Enjoyable movies.
I don't get to do that anymore.
Oh. Yeah. Quit your job. Become an anarchist.
Man, it's tempting as fuck.
fuck.
But anarchy doesn't pay that well.
Sneak into movies, then you don't have to pay.
That's some good anarchy
Yeah.
right there. Fuck the man.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. I'd fuck the man.
Well, on that note,
Yeah. That's
why don't we
true.
talk about this hot banger?
Mm.
Oh, what hot banger?
Hey, Chuck.
Huh?
You remind me of your wife.
What?
I don't know. Am I the only one that's still seeing Deadpool 2?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I saw it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
He
Yeah.
saw it.
I've
I
seen
owned it. I bought it yesterday.
Oh, okay.
I was at the Target.
Oh, you just said something like that while he's putting lip gloss on.
Oh.
You remind me of my wife.
Hmm.
I don't have a wife, so I substituted your wife.
I get it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Let's do this. Ballistic. Yeah.
Take take it down a notch there.
No, I'm stoked to talk about this hot movie.
I can't handle all this chaos.
2002's Ballistic.
Get some Gatorade.
Yeah,
Yep. Some Gatorade.
I'm all right.
Like some electrolytes.
Lights.
Did we all just put lip balm on at once? Did we all simultaneous lip balms?
Yes.
Just about.
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys reminded me to do it when you did it
Yeah,
yourselves.
that's exactly
We
what
were
happened
still
to
doing
me.
it.
It was like a yawn.
It was. It's contagious. Lip balm.
Contagion.
Balm.
Lip yum.
Yeah, lips.
But we just don't like to. Our pee's too bad.
Yeah.
Nah.
It's really that sound. That's what we're trying to avoid.
It's the smacky sound. It's gross. God, it's gross. Ugh.
We could also probably stay more hydrated.
Wait, I got what plants.
Well, instead of sody pops and what.
Yeah, we should probably drink real good things.
Like toilet, like water.
Or wine.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Now you're talking.
Yeah. There's water in that. And potatoes.
Prunes.
Oh, toilet wine. I thought you were talking about actual wine. I was like,
Bruno.
if your actual wine contains
So,
potatoes, you
I saw you
should
had an
not
original
drink
Game Boy out there.
Sort of. It's got a Raspberry Pi in it.
Oh, okay. Oh, you did one of those things. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I still have my
Did you not
original
notice it
Game
had
Boy
the
somewhere.
2 extra buttons?
I didn't look that closely. I just saw Game Boy.
It's actually got 2 little
Game Boy.
2 little buttons on the back too for 6 buttons.
Ooh.
They're
Yeah.
they're not the best buttons, but they suffice.
They're not cherries.
No, they're not. Cherries.
Oh, that's right. You don't like cherry switches. That's right.
No, they're too clacky.
Yeah.
Well, that's also keyboards.
Eh.
Yeah, we're talking. If we're not talking buttons, then that Suzo Hap is my jam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me that hap.
That Hap.
That hap.
I gotta tell you, I really like the switches on that lap board.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not even the mechanical one.
It isn't?
It's the membrane one.
Really?
Did I just blow your mind?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I thought it was the mech.
I don't think so.
Yeah, membrane. Oh, yeah.
Well, it does say MK on it. I think
Maybe
it's
I did do
mechanical.
get the mechanical. I'm sometimes crazy. Maybe I did.
But they're the quiet ones. It certainly doesn't feel like a membrane keyboard if it is.
Give me 2 seconds. I will look because I probably bought it on Amazon. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Search all orders. What was that?
ROCCAT.
Yeah, Rocat.
In the U.S.
Rocat. Rocat. Oh yeah, I did. I went ahead and got the mechanical one. Sorry, I lied. I'm fucking stupid.
Mind unblown.
Yeah.
Hmm.
No, it types really nice. Looking for excuses to type when I got that thing on my lap.
Excuses to type. Yeah. I don't know. I do that.
Yeah, I
sometimes.
forgot Ballistic. Ecks versus Sever was a first-person shooter. I remember I had Doom for the Game Boy Advance.
I never had a Game Boy Advance.
Really?
My first Game Boy was actually a DS. Never
Really?
owned it. Yeah.
Advance was a pretty good system.
Yeah.
The launch one didn't have a backlight, so it was impossible to see in certain games.
Right.
But it was pretty damn good for like 2001.
I mean, I played Game Boys. I just never owned one personally until first DS.
Yeah.
D's. All right. Speaking of D's, let's do this
Yeah.
podcast.
DS nuts.
Now you gotta wait. He's fucking around.
What you fucking around with? Oh, your microphone. You should leave that clamped.
I'm not responding to you.
All right, and welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey, BMFcast.
BMFcast.
Bamcast.
It's a podcast.
Episode 435.
Yeah.
Nice.
Back at full strength.
Yeah,
Right.
mostly. So what we do each and every episode... Oh, wait, fuck. We usually introduce ourselves is what we
We
usually
do.
do. Fuck, I'm out of it. So I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
And what we do each and every episode of this here BMFcast is we go and we watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie, come in here and talk about it for the first half, and then we rate them. Good bad movies, enjoyable bad movies. You get 1 to 5 jocks and robot jocks.
Yeah.
That is a good.
That's what
that
good
is-
movies get.
That is what a good bad movie should look like.
Yeah.
However, there are bad movies. Stay away. They're getting negative sliding scale 1 to 5 bags and giant bags of trash.
Great.
Garbage.
Boo. That might be relevant to this episode.
Junk.
Could be. We'll see.
Well,
So,
we never know.
yeah, we have avoided doing this movie for a while, and then just said, you know what, fuck it, it's time. 2002's Ballistic: Ecks versus Sever.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say it qualifies as a bad movie considering it is the lowest rated movie on Rotten Tomatoes.
It is the only movie on Rotten
Literally.
Tomatoes to ever get a complete 0%.
Yes.
Not a single positive review of professional reviewers at the time.
It is a full splat.
Full splat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Having watched Ballistic: Ecks versus Sever.
So you have some notes, I believe, Chuck, as far as like past.
I think Mackey's got them.
Oh, you
I got 'em
you
pulled up.
Oh, sorry, you made the notes.
I did.
I'm just
yeah.
giving credit. Where
I just noted them.
credit is due.
It was directed by Chaos.
Uh-huh.
Kaos.
Right.
Yeah.
Where if you read trivia, apparently it was taken away from him at one point.
Oh.
And it shows. It's one of those movies where like, oh, okay, producers took over, now nothing makes sense. Whatever.
Sure.
But yeah, writer was Alan McElroy. He wrote Wheels of Terror and The Marine.
Yeah.
Both way better movies than this.
Infinitely better.
Yeah. It stars Antonio Banderas of Security and Spy Kids 1 through 3.
Yes, making their appearance on the extras.
Yes.
Yes. Talissa Soto, not a BMFcast alum, but she was in License to Kill, which is
It's the
a
Bamfcast.
Bond movie that we fucking love,
It's the,
and nobody else does.
Bamfcastiest of the Bond movie.
We spoke about that movie for like an hour.
yeah.
It might as well be a Bamcast movie. That is the most Bamcast James Bond movie.
Yeah, man. How long ago was that? That James Bond marathon was leading up to Skyfall?
Yeah.
Holy shit, that was 6 years ago? What the fuck?
We've been doing this a while.
Man. And I keep wanting to redo Bond rewatches.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, Talissa Soto, she was in License to Kill,
Mhm.
which is awesome. And if you don't think so, you're dumb. Miguel Sandoval from Ricochet.
Right.
We might have a video about that particular episode. Terry Chen of Crash and Burns.
Yeah.
Debatably worst movie.
That's a worse movie.
It is a worse movie.
That's a worse movie than this. That's a worse movie than this.
Okay. And Roger Cross from Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Right. You might know him from 24. He was Curtis.
Yeah, Curtis.
He gets shot in the neck.
Not this time.
No, he just vanishes in this movie, but in 24 he gets
Yeah.
shot in the neck.
right.
So.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah.
There are some alums.
Mm-hmm.
There are some people you might recognize. And Lucy Liu,
Yeah, Lucy Liu is in this.
not a BMFcast alum, but she's Sever
She is now.
to Antonio Banderas' ex.
Mhm.
Right.
And
You may
it's
have heard of both of them.
ECKS, not X like Malcolm.
Nope.
Just
X.
Or gonna give it to you.
Jeremiah X.
yeah. So I think we've toyed around with doing the extra style format, just brief recap without the full recap before. This movie's gonna need it.
Yeah, because it doesn't make any sense.
It's a whole lot of stuff blowing up.
Yeah.
And like some plot tries to enter in every once in a while, and then some more things blow up, and then
There's some slow-mo.
yeah, they toss in some more plot that doesn't make a lot of sense that kind of comes out of nowhere,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's lots of really bad music playing over top of
Yeah,
action sequence.
Yeah.
You remember all the great EDM from 2002?
Yeah. Do you like Crystal Method?
Yeah.
Well,
Did you?
I did until this movie.
Yeah, I was going to say, by the end of this movie, you will not like Crystal Method anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
do you like the Wipeout soundtrack? Well, these are all the songs they discarded from appearing in the Wipeout soundtrack.
Do you remember The Prodigy?
Uh-huh.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sort of stuff.
Yep.
And then some, like, really generic-ass 2000s butt rock.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of dun.
This is a 2002 ass movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's the best way to describe it.
Action movies lost their way for a little while around this time.
Now,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to defend this movie in any stretch of the imagination. However, I feel like I've seen movies just as bad as this. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
sure.
I just feel like this is one of those. It's like this is the one we are all targeting. You know, kind of like Tom Cruise's Mummy. It's just like, trust me, you've seen worse movies than this. Why this one?
This did seem to be that movie that came along where people
Yeah.
were just like, hey, man, you know what? Fuck that. And we're all going to try to outdo each other.
And I mean,
there are worse movies
Tom
than
Cruise
there were
movie
Knives
is
Out for this
way
sucker.
better than this movie. This movie is just mediocre as fuck. And I mean, it's
There's just something wrong with it. There's
Yeah.
something off because it is filled with things that we like.
It is a movie chock full of shit I love. Like
Yeah.
things blowing up, people fighting, stuff getting shot up, people getting crashing cars, all that stuff. Yet it's made in a way that makes it all dull and lame. And it's like from someone who doesn't understand why those things are cool almost, or they get why they're cool, but they just don't know how to make them cool.
There's a strange slowness to everything that's hard to put a finger on. Like, cars aren't moving at speed, and motorcycles aren't moving at speed.
and even worse, fight sequences aren't moving at speed.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't know Lucy Liu or her stunt double's capacity to actually beat ass, but she has done it in
Sure.
like Kill Bill, and it was convincing. You know,
It looks terrible. In
yeah,
this.
Yeah.
this just
The
looks
fight
like,
scenes are horrible.
yeah, this looks like the most uncoordinated person ever trying to go through some motions.
Exactly. It looks like two stars who don't have martial arts experience going through emotions.
and it's
Yeah.
well the sort of climactic, the big fight scene in the end is that was Ray Park, wasn't it?
Yes.
That is.
Ray Park and Lucy Liu,
Yeah.
which you think, oh man, Ray Park and Lucy Liu.
Yeah.
Like I want to see them whip each other's ass all
It's
over the place.
Darth Maul and Oren Ishii.
Yeah.
So, let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, let's fucking get that on. I want to see that. No, you don't. No, it's
Really don't.
And they waste Ray Park until the very end.
Yeah,
he basically has that one scene to do any sort of hand-to-hand fighting.
it's so stilted too. Like it's like, let me do a move. Now let me do a move. Now let me do a move.
Yeah.
Now let me do a move.
nothing flows. It's like
No,
they
it's-
filmed the rehearsal.
Yeah.
By the second, like, destruction extravaganza in this movie, you know, I mean, because they blow up so many cars and windows and things that, like, normally we'd be like, fuck yeah. I mean, numerous screen-filling explosions.
Yeah.
But also, like, other things we like, this is the showgirls of action movies. Where at a certain point, it's like, ma'am, put your top back on.
Yeah.
I am tired of looking at breasts.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd say that, but I am tired of looking at breasts. And this movie is like, I am tired of seeing things explode awkwardly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there are no consequences for any of the explosions. Like in the climactic action scene where everything is fucking exploding, there's nobody near any of it.
Right.
They're all, with a couple exceptions, which are scary.
Yeah, Chuck pointed out. At a certain point, I was like, does this movie even have a body count?
Yeah, this is kind of like the Smokey and the Bandit 2 of action movies, and that Smokey and the Bandit 2 did a thing where there were horrific car chases or car crashes left and right. They made a point after every car crash to show people climb out of the cars that they were still alive. And this movie is like that. Like, they will set off an explosion, and you will see 6 people engulfed in flame, and then the explosion will burn itself out, and the 6 people will come out and pat themselves off. Mm-hmm. And everyone's heavily armored, so, like, you know, most shots aren't doing anything but knocking them down. It's a weird, bloodless... This should be a kick-ass movie. This should be a Jackie Chan versus Michelle... What's her name?
Yao.
Yes. That should be this movie. It should be a Hong Kong action movie with Jackie Chan and her, and they're just at each other's throats for reasons we don't need to know, and that's the whole movie. This movie can't even stick with its goddamn subtitle because 2/3 of the way through, they become friends. Ecks
Not
and
even
Sever...
that, like halfway through.
Yeah, it's like Ecks and Sever just decide, hey, we're on the same team here.
Yeah, they fight once and then...
Yeah.
And then she breaks him out of... he gets imprisoned or sort of, like, just to get him out of the way.
Yeah, because, I mean, okay, the plot.
Yeah.
The plot is
Uh,
this child is kidnapped in the beginning
Yeah.
by Lucy Liu.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's Talissa Soto's kid.
Mm-hmm.
The husband has, like, basically has taken the kid away, like, 10 seconds after she got him at the airport or whatever. And Lucy Liu takes the kid. Somebody, a different agency, whatever, recruits Antonio Banderas, Ecks, to come chase down and
Yes.
find the kid.
I
But they're
don't-
not really clear about it. They just say, "Hey, your wife is still alive, and we're not going to tell you where she is until you help us."
Right.
It doesn't make sense because there's some agency called the DIA,
Yeah,
Yep.
and then, but also, like, they clearly show Antonio Banderas having a DIA, badge.
No, he has an FBI badge. They very specifically show his.
Well, no,
FBI
I'm
badge.
saying
other people show him a DIA.
I think he had one too, and then later they were like, "Now you're FBI."
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
No.
But
There are multiple agencies involved,
yeah.
and then within those agencies, they're like, this is a secret cabal of, no one knows.
Yeah, because the guy who recruits Antonio Banderas is also, like, it seems to be somewhat in cahoots with Ray Park, who is our main bad guy, Gantz,
Yeah.
who that was his son that was kidnapped. Which
Ray Park's not the
spoiler.
bad guy. He's not Gant. Ray Park's
But I'm saying he works for
Right.
he's his second in command.
Yeah, he works for Greg Henry.
Yeah, but he and the FBI agent, or DIA agent, I should say, that recruits Antonio Banderas,
Yep.
they have a conversation at one point where they're just like, hey, man, this is getting out of hand. We need to really fix this. And it's not like, oh, no, the public's in trouble. It's like, no, we need to control this situation because Gantz is not going to be happy about it type conversation.
Yeah.
Right.
He's a dude who has crazy defense contracts or whatever, and he's trying to figure out a way to make the perfect assassin. And part of his program was to recruit Chinese girl orphans and make them perfect assassins. That's who Lucy Liu is, except she rebelled against him because she had a kid, and they found out she had a kid, and they blew up the kid, and now she's pissed off, so she has an agenda, and her agenda is just to basically draw him out in the open so she can kill him.
Right.
But also, like, we were saying, like, it's not even Ecks versus Sever versus the whole movie. Technically, it's not Ecks versus Sever at all because she knows everything about this already. She's trying to help him to join together at the end. Like, so they have a fight, basically, but she's never trying to murder him.
So it starts off as Ecks versus Sever.
Yeah.
But it's never Sever versus Ecks.
Yes, that is true.
Okay.
Yes, that's correct. So anyway,
Yeah.
Antonio Banderas was married to the woman that Greg Henry is married to now. He thinks that she died in a car explosion. She thinks that he died in a car explosion. And then 10 years have passed, and they have this kid. And for some universe that doesn't make any sense, this is Antonio Banderas' child. This is the whitest
This little white kid.
2 Latino actors did not make this white child.
No. Who never speaks.
He
He
says
says like
thank
one or
you
two
and
things.
a couple
Okay.
things. and
Like,
where's
where's my
Dad?
mom? Yeah.
stuff
Oh,
like
that's
that.
right.
But
Are you my mom?
that had to have been like, there are a couple things in this movie that are obviously like filmed later. There's one like really weird green screen scene in a car that's filmed way later. But I think when they took this movie away, the producers were like, we got to make that his kid. Otherwise, this movie, there's no motivation. And they'd already cast the kid and shot all the footage, and they were like, well, okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's...
Because there's also never like a resolution scene where like, hello, I'm your dad.
Yeah, no, none of that.
Yeah.
No, he's not. They're not even in the last scene. It's just Antonio Banderas, and she disappears, and then he's on a crane, and the love theme starts.
The other stupid plot that's running through all this is that the whole thing about the kid coming back from Europe and then immediately getting snatched by the dad and then immediately getting snatched by Lucy Liu is that they've invented some sort of nanobot thing that goes into the skin, into the body imperceptibly and can like trigger a heart attack or whatever, kill a head of state secretly. So it's like it takes out the human factor in killing.
Right.
But he's decided to smuggle it in his 10-year-old, not actually his kid, inside of him.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
what? Like, what? No, I mean, there's so many
a
other.
nanobot.
It's a
He's
fucking nanobot.
evil.
Put it inside the goddamn teddy. He had a fucking like narwhal teddy bear thing.
He had a porpoise in
yeah.
life.
Yeah, his purpose.
I think it was the same those weird white dolphins like that were at the
Yeah.
zoo, but they went to an aquarium at some point.
They did, yeah.
Whatever those things are called, the big fat white ones.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Whales.
Republicans.
Oh,
Yeah.
well. Sick bird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's more plot. We're over-explaining the plot. The movie doesn't do that good of a job explaining its plot.
I'm saying that's the entirety. Like,
Yeah.
she knows about this. Also, hey, fuck you because you killed my kid.
Right.
So I'm going to kidnap your kid, expose that you stuck this thing in there. Antonio Banderas gets involved and goes, wait, that's my kid. Also, my wife is alive. Let's team up and not quite kill some dudes.
Yep.
And then the movie is thankfully over.
Right.
mean, that's literally that's it.
There's like 4 action set pieces.
Yeah.
There's one stunt that should be cool as hell, because like Antonio Banderas is like chasing Lucy Liu on a motorcycle.
This is the best stunt.
And she's just like it's like through a junkyard, and she has this like unlimited ammo grenade launcher thing, and shoots a stack of cars, and they fall over, and he's just like, well, fuck it, I'm going through. And
yeah, it becomes like Split Second, the video game there for a little while. She's like causing
but he kind
destruction on the course.
He kind of sort of gets through the big chunk of cars, but then runs into the back of like a SUV and tumbles over it. But even more cool, what should be cool, is that simultaneous 2 regular ass cop cars were chasing him, and like simultaneous hit ramps and do the flip thing. That should be cool as hell.
Yeah,
it almost is, but it's still not. There's just something wrong.
It's cool when it starts and you're like, this is going to be sweet, and then it's just like,
then they just land on the ground. It's like, and then they show the guys in the cars. They're okay.
Yeah,
I think that's this movie's biggest problem. Is it's just like, it feels like it should be horrifically violent. Like
it's not afraid to commit. It's afraid to commit to just being violent as fuck.
I mean, the body count should be like up there with John Wick, but this is just like, oh well, we're fine. Thank God we had this body armor on.
Yeah.
Even the what's his dude that was in Crash and Burn. Like there was a scene where when he is first like hooked up with Antonio Banderas, he's got a picture of his family, like his wife and his young daughter, and there's a point where like Antonio Banderas goes and meets the daughter, and it's like, oh, dude, you're so dead.
Yeah.
Like in any other movie, you're so dead, and he does get shot.
Right.
But it's like, oh, it's just in my vest. We're okay here.
Yeah.
Like there is only one dude I can guarantee. Well, 2 dudes that I can guarantee died. And that's there's a henchman who fails. What's his face? Gant.
Yeah.
Early on.
Second in command or whatever,
But
their security detail dude.
He does like that, like you're gonna have to fall on your sword, Harry Carey, hey, kind of thing, and and then like he doesn't do it, like he flips the gun around, and like an off-screen sniper shoots him or something, but they don't ever explain it, or the gun shot backwards.
They don't show either.
It doesn't make any sense, but
No.
he just gets shot perfectly in the head. It's like, well, that dude's dead, obviously,
Yes.
and then obviously Gant himself gets nano bugged by the end.
Yeah, he gets heart attacked.
Yeah, I mean there are other dudes that like.
And Ray Park dies lamely.
Yeah,
She snaps his neck, but it's one of those that's just like,
It's funny because she snaps his neck and then kind of gives him another tap.
right.
Like right before she throws him in the water.
Yeah, there was another one where like dudes were walking through some water.
They might be dead. Yeah.
Yeah, there was like,
oh yeah, they got electric.
because like she's got this weird like
Some
mad
electric
scientist
wires.
lair.
Yes. Underneath
and,
a quarry or something.
And so like there's just this puddle of water in the middle of it, and dudes in full tactical gear are walking across it, and she shoots an electrical wire. And
Yeah. Yeah.
That was very much a video game ass moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
just in her half-ass torchwood lair.
here's another dumbass, like, just no one thought about this movie at all. So, like, the action scenes have the potential to be cool, but they never commit to actually being cool. But the thing is that this entire movie takes place in fucking Vancouver. And Vancouver is one of the least cool-looking cities. I mean,
for action, it's a beautiful city.
Well, sure, it's a beautiful city, but it's just like every time they go to somewhere to do something, it's just like, this is the most sedate, like, just dull. Who gives a shit? Like, I don't care. Everything looks like they're filming it on a like a country club.
Yeah, when she's shooting up the mall or whatever, like all the people run away. I was just expecting to be like, sorry, sorry,
Sorry.
sorry.
It was supposed to take place in Bangkok, but thanks
Too expensive?
9/11.
Yeah.
No, thanks 9/11, they had to move back. Back to the
Security
back to
concerns?
North America. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. I don't know.
So that's why why it took place in Vancouver instead of kick-ass, everybody dies, life is cheap, Bangkok.
Yeah. Yeah.
There were a lot of problems with this movie, apparently. Like, I was scrolling through the IMDb
Oh,
trivia,
yeah.
and like,
Yes.
yeah, just the director has talked all sorts of shit about things that went on in the movie. Like, it was basically taken out of his hands for editing.
Like, the two leads were like the 12th choice to do this. Like, everyone kept bailing on this movie. But I mean, it's just the other thing too is that you keep waiting for a cool moment from Antonio Banderas. It just seems like, man, they have set this guy up. He's going to do something sweet, and he never does.
Yeah,
Like,
they set up so many things that should be awesome and should pay off awesomely, and they just don't.
Like, she's given the bulk of the work, and she is the least action star of the two of them, which is strange. And so she's going through a lot of motions on her own, he, for several scenes, just isn't there. He shows up after the action has happened. Is just like, all right, I'm here. What's up?
Yeah. He starts the movie like burnout drunk.
Yeah.
Possible drug, some sort of drug user, because he's got a bottle of random colored pills.
Right.
And all this stuff, and then that just kind of goes away. Like, it basically goes away the second he meets the daughter.
Well, yeah.
Because he meets the daughter, and he's like, because like everywhere he's just like cigarette hanging off the lips and everything, and he starts to light up in their house, and the daughter just shakes her head, and that's like the last time he does any drinking or smoking. Mm-hmm. It's just like she cured him with her cute Asian face. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's weird. Like, like they set up like he's gone through some shit for like the last 10 years.
Well, not even that. Like, when they go and find him in the bar at the beginning, he's clearly got, like, he had just come from a fight.
Right.
Because his head is bleeding. Mm-hmm. And it's like, well, he just came from, like, another movie where he had an adventure. Mm-hmm. And it's like, none of that matters. Whatever he did before this, who cares? It's just, none of these characters interact well with each other. None of them have anything cool to do. Even that scene, which is the best stunt with the cars flipping over when he jumps off the motorcycle. For half a second, I was like, this movie's going to get nuts, and he's going to land on his feet and slide. Because the way they launch him over that car, it's like, he's going to land on his feet or something and be cool. And they don't even do that. He just rolls and is just like, ow.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like a movie that wants to stay realistic, but still wants crazy shit.
Yeah.
Right.
And realizes that, and you realize that being realistic and having crazy shit never works out because crazy shit is over too quickly in real life.
Yeah.
And it feels almost like that's what this is. And even they slow-mo the weirdest things. Like when they run away, when he and the wife run away, we get a slow-mo shot of them like running through a puddle.
Yep.
And it's like, you didn't need to slow-mo that. And then there's stuff in when Lucy Liu is shooting up the mall, which is probably the coolest scene, but that's not saying much. But there's half of it is actual slow-mo where it's like, all right, we got her behind this gun doing not gun face because she's a stone cold killer.
Yeah.
But, they got the
She's
shell
also
casings.
a stone cold actor for this entire movie.
Yeah, but
I'm sorry,
you got
Lucy.
like the shells
I'm
flying
sorry.
out of the gun in
Yeah.
slow motion, and you could see her sunglasses shaking on her face as she's shooting this gun. And they got full slow mo for that. And then there's other stuff where they do half-ass fake slow mo mid scene, and it's like, no, understand what you're doing. You can't ad lib that sort of shit. You can't just figure it out on set.
Yeah. The other weird slow-mo thing that they do is they will go from a slow-mo shot to another slow-mo shot, but they are differently timed slow-mo shots.
Yeah.
And it's like, you got to pick a speed. You can't just, this is half speed, this is three-quarter speed.
And they do that with the flashbacks, too, because early on there's a lot of flashbacks to, all right, this person's explaining what happened here. So we must show it on the screen as well. And some of it's slow-mo, and then some of it's not, and it's just like they don't... It's like all basic filmmaking, storytelling, they fail at here.
And those flashback sequences do a really good job of making it a lot harder to follow any of the story.
Yeah, like him getting recruited. He turns them down and walks out of the bar.
Had
in
no
super slow-mo.
fucking idea what was going on
And
for the
they
first
never-
40 minutes of this movie.
And suddenly he's on the plane.
Yep.
Like he flashes back to his wife dying or whatever, and then he's on the plane, and the guy's like, "Yeah, when we land, we're going, we're solving this case or whatever." It's just it gets into stupid shit immediately, but without any context for it. It's just, it's really frustrating. And
It's
not-
just off. You can't point to one single thing and go, obviously this went wrong. It's just like every aspect of it is just there's no humor in it. There's no the action is expensive but not amazing, if that makes sense. Like they blow up a lot of stuff, but you're just like Harley was saying about Showgirls, you're just like, yeah, fucking who cares? Like by the time they blow up the 19th train car during the finale of this movie, you're like, yeah, I get it. You bought some train cars.
But blow them
was
up if
one-
the people are nearby.
Yeah.
Or you know what? Once everyone's inside, blow it up like you're trapped in here with us now.
Sure.
Anything like that.
Yeah.
But no.
There was one train car explosion that was really good.
Oh,
though.
because it went way up.
No,
in the air.
not even that
Not
one.
That
I mean,
one?
that was good.
Right.
That was good. But in this movie, there is one that eclipses it, and that's the one where they were shooting down between the train cars, and the explosions were coming towards you, and the one was rippling and ripping through the train car.
The one
in
that hits
slow-mo.
Antonio Banderas in the face.
No, not even that one.
Not that one?
No, just the one.
Oh, the tripwire one? Was that because like there were some dudes that like just like hit a tripwire?
Yeah,
No,
the dudes.
it was one. It wasn't the tripwire, and it wasn't the Antonio Banderas hitting
See,
in the
there's so
face.
many.
Yeah, there were a ton. But there's one where we're just looking down between the rows of train cars, and it's one of the ones that they hit with a remote or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
And an explosion just comes rippling through the train car, and it looks like it's ripping the
Oh,
train
yeah,
car
okay.
apart.
You're right.
And that was just gorgeously shot. Like
Yeah.
they did the slow mo on the right one, and the pyrotechnics were right. That just I was really excited for a second, and then I was bored to sleep once again.
Yeah.
When I get tired of explosions, when I find them like, all right, okay, that's the fourth, and that's the problem with the train car that exploded upwards. Is like, yeah, that was cool, but we saw that 5 times.
Yeah, they showed it from every angle they shot it at, and it was.
And they did it to like 3 train cars. So like we saw enough of that. It lost its effect really fast.
Yep. Yeah.
Which is sad.
It's just It's so weird. It feels like an unfinished movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like where they took out all of the middle stuff that connected everything together,
Like
but
they
left enough to confuse you.
Well, I think what they did was took out all the talking
Yeah.
and just left in these action scenes. But the problem is that the action scenes don't work, and therefore aren't enough to save it. You know, because you can do nonstop action and it's fine, but it's just you could just like right away you could just tell, like from the very first time someone started doing like when they kidnapped the kid, like as soon as it happens, it's just like this is moving at like 75% speed. It's not quite right. It just doesn't feel right. And
It's like they
that's the whole
forgot to
movie.
shoot like 18% of the movie.
Yeah.
And that 18% of the movie was where they showed us where things were going and showed us,
Yeah.
reasons and motivations and had some decent fights.
And they filled that time with slow-mo shots and people standing in smoke.
Yeah.
There's a lot of backlit people standing in smoke.
Mm-hmm.
That was really
Usually
nice.
Lucy Liu.
Yes.
When Lucy Liu first comes out of the smoke, that's a pretty nice shot.
Yeah.
That looks really good. I'll say that like there's some stuff that looks really good in this movie.
Yeah.
Like it's not
There's buried somewhere in this movie. There are moments of potential. There's something about it that's like, man, if just this, and this, you may have had something. It's not a total loss. It's not. I get the 0% on Rotten Tomatoes because it's like, yeah,
You can't recommend this.
It's not good.
yeah.
But it's not. But it's deceiving to say it's the worst reviewed movie on Rotten Tomatoes because there are movies that are 1,000 times worse than this, but fucking Armand White or somebody gave it a positive review, so
Right.
it's got 6% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, I mean, that's what happens is when you've got movies that just go so far, like an Uwe Boll movie.
Yeah.
There are people that are like, no, man, you got to watch these.
Yeah, you gotta
and it's like
understand it.
because they go somewhere unique.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happens is like there's enough reviewers who find that uniqueness in something like that where there's nothing unique here and there's nothing that can stand out. So I understand why it would have the 0%. I think my only thing is like it must be like I'm sure there are plenty of reviews that are like, yeah, that was a movie. That happened.
Yeah.
But I'll forget about it 20 minutes from now, but whatever.
That-
like that's what I see is like a whole bunch of mediocre reviews have to exist.
I mean, that's kind of the problem with Rotten Tomatoes. Like anything below 50% on the average is a 0.
Right.
That it counts as 0. It's a 0. It's a binary game. So if you're below 50% and you're like then 0.
Yeah, I mean, I'm apathetic to this movie, and if my ratings were being converted to the Rotten Tomato scale, this would be getting the same rating that Revenge of the Fallen got that we watched on Extra a couple weeks ago. And that movie fucking sucks. That is rage-inducing.
Yeah.
This is just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's just,
Yeah.
it's
It's
just,
91 minutes of whatever.
yeah, it's just like, yeah, there some stuff happened. Anyway, whatever.
It's the name of my sex tape.
91 minutes
I
or
would-
whatever.
My brain was trying to find that same type of joke, but you beat me to it. Nice job.
I've watched a lot of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Nine-Nine?
Yeah. Why don't we just rate it and get the fuck out of here?
Okay.
Or do a second half, whatever we do.
Yeah, I guess I can only go 2 bags because there are so many explosions and everything, but there's just nothing to recommend. It's like it's almost 1 bag. It's just like, but it didn't make me angry in ways. It made me sad because it's like, man, like I get it. You watch John Woo movies and you went, man, I need to fucking make one of those, but you just didn't know how. And then the producers took it away and they knew how even less. So what you end up with is all the posturing that would be in that type of movie, but you don't have any of the action that redeems any of it.
Yeah.
Or any of the violence. Like, this is one of those where, like, you should have been more violent. Like, you should have been explicitly violent. Like, get Verhoeven, get some squibs, make people shred like bags of paper that are wet. Fucking wreck people in this movie, and you don't even bother with that. So, yeah. But 2 bags. I don't even want to talk about it anymore.
Okay.
I'm still pondering. Go ahead.
Okay.
All right.
I'm just going to give it a bag. Just out of indifference. Like, I can't recommend it, but I just don't care to get my dander up about it. I just don't care. And by the time I get home, I will have forgotten this movie exists. Like I did. I saw this in the theater. And
You did?
Yeah, I saw this in the theater. I was so it just made me sleepy in the theater that my memory had created this different movie. Like, I was watching this was like, this is not what I thought this movie was at all, and I'd seen it before. So, yeah. But this feels like a lot of those early Jet Li movies where he came over here and no one knew what to do with him.
Yeah.
Like the one in Black Mask.
The one in particular, where it's just like, man, what is this? You guys aren't doing this right. The only problem with this is that it doesn't have fucking Jet Li in it. It has 2 people who were just kind of going through the motions. And don't get me wrong, I fucking love Antonio Banderas. I absolutely adore him, but they don't give him anything to do. And so, who cares? 1 bag. Go away.
I gotta give it at least 2. I mean, I'm pretty much on the indifferent train, but like the music, in particular, just started pissing me off hardcore in this movie.
It is bad.
It was just. It's not even like it's
Unrelenting.
Yeah, it's unrelenting.
Ugh.
It's not that it's like it's bad music, but it's just like, okay.
I mean, it is bad
get
music,
it.
but it's unrelenting.
Well, I mean, separated from the movie, not all of it.
Yeah.
But
It's bad music for the movie.
yeah. But I mean, no, it's just man, just hit the next needle drop. Hit the next needle drop. Oh,
Yeah.
action scene's still going. It's 16 minutes long. Hit the next needle drop. It's just like, fuck off. Like,
Yeah, the Ray Park fight's probably the worst one because they have like 3 different things, and it's just like, we just had more footage we had to fill.
Yeah.
And we didn't have enough music, so we just picked a new song.
well, yeah,
Just hit next track on the Prodigy album.
yeah, and even worse is like there are points where people will come running up and they decide to throw in like the Limp Bizkit style, and it's like, are they saying something? Like, you know, like,
Right.
Yeah, go. It's like, the fuck is happening right now?
Well, like during the final assault, like when troops are running around, they're like go go go, and then the soundtrack will go 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 go, and it's like,
Go.
shut up,
Yeah.
you fucking soundtrack. Because there was a part right before they hit the tripwire where like the soundtrack went, here we go, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Fuck you.
Yeah,
Somebody felt real proud of that.
Yeah, they were like, watch this, here we go.
yeah. I don't know.
They hit
It's
that
just-
button on the Casio.
Otherwise, I'm indifferent. But that music, like, a third of the way through the movie is just pissing me off.
Yeah.
I think I got to go 2 bags as well. I kind of want to give it 1 bag because of, just indifference again. I think that's how we all feel about this movie. We're just, But that there's so much wasted in this movie. That kind of makes me angry. Like, not the movie itself, but what is wasted. Like, 75,000 gallons of gasoline in these beautiful screen-filling explosions means nothing to me. Like, the only one that I'll remember is that one that I, tried to describe.
And simultaneously flipping 2 cars
Yeah.
at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was practical.
Oh, shit. I forgot about that one.
Yeah, but
That was
It's
really
wasted.
good. That was really good.
it's wasted, though.
Yeah.
And it was shot really well. And it did fucking nothing for
Yeah.
me, except
Yeah.
I went, holy shit, those are timed really well.
Like, is Antonio going to have to roll out of the way because he looks up and sees these 2 cars about to land on him? Like, no, none of it
Is he gonna
matters.
stand up straight and just like hop into the car and start driving it when it lands
Yeah.
upright?
Yes.
I mean, if you're gonna go ridiculous, just give me that.
Yeah.
Like let Buster Keaton right into the car, into the into the driver's
Just
seat.
go full shoot 'em up, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, 2 bags.
Yep.
Blacks versus what? Black versus whatever.
Oh, that
More like
Episode title.
Good job, Mad
More like-
Magazine.
more like ball-sastic.
Balls-tastic.
Balls-tastic.
Black versus whatever.
Black versus whatever.
Yeah, episode title right there.
Nailed it.
Cut print. Let's go.
Yes, let's take a break.
All right.
Short half. I like it. Keep them short.
Black versus whatever.
There it is. There
So good.
it is.
I wrote it down. Hey, Kat. Find a little.
I
find a little chair over
actually,
there?
let's see. What
What?
did Mad Magazine do for Ecks versus Sever?
They probably didn't even bother.
Was there still Mad Magazine in 2002?
I don't know.
Yes, there was.
Okay.
12 things you might not know about Mad Magazine. Only 12? Man, they didn't have anything.
I'm still amazed that Mad Magazine let Cracked like fucking eat their lunch in the 2000s.
Yeah, on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like how Mad Magazine didn't translate over and fucking Cracked did. That
figured out lists before anybody.
yeah. And then they got all serious.
Yeah. They're like,
Cracked used to
12
be
reasons the patriarchy is letting us down.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, wow, Cracked, you've really gone deep with this.
Cracked was like leading the resistance there for a
Yeah,
while.
I know.
It's weird. Yeah, I don't understand how.
13 reasons the workers must seize the means of production.
It's like, wait, weren't you guys just making like jokes a minute ago? What happened? 14 thongs you won't believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think like within the last year they were like, "Hey, sign up for Digital Mad Magazine." I'm like, "Fucking no."
Yeah. Like that just doesn't even work anymore.
Yeah.
What?
Like
Me worry about the internet?
yeah, like
yeah,
like this is why we have memes.
exactly. I'm not waiting.
You know?
I'm not waiting 8 months for Mad Magazine to come up with their memes.
Yeah. Yeah.
We take on the Black Avengers.
Yeah. Yeah, like Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Star Black.
Yeah.
That's the Mad Magazine way. You got to work in Black.
Yeah. God, what was the one? I think Karate Kid. I think theirs was the Karaki Kid.
Hmm.
And I was like,
The
oh, I get
Karate
it.
Kid?
Because you think it's like Rocky. I get it. Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Spy versus Spy, though.
Sure.
Top 10.
Yeah.
Do you ever play the game on PC?
There was a NES version,
Yeah,
wasn't
I
there?
played
I
the
think I had
NES
the
version.
NES version.
Yeah. That game was
hard
actually
as fuck.
Yeah, but it was actually really cool.
It was. Yeah. It was
Like,
kind of like
I'm-
Xenophobe in that it had the different screens. And
Yep.
It would work now that you don't have to play on the same screen and you can see what the other dude is doing.
Yeah.
Just make it like a phone game. Also, yeah, weird. Mad TV was actually that Mad Magazine shit.
Oh, yeah. You are now watching
Yeah.
Mad TV, which is terrible. Fucking.
Every so often, Mad TV would come up with something and just knock it out of the park. But man, yeah, most of their skits were fucking garbage. But like Kenny Rogers' Jackass is still pretty fucking good. But yeah, like the early seasons of Mad TV are fucking insufferable. I can't believe that show lasted like 15 years. What do you think you're gonna do there, Kat?
Cat's gonna jump up and
Kat
take
was
on
eyeing the top of the
marshmallow.
shelf like, man, I'm gonna fuck everything up.
He's gonna fuck up Stay Puft. I'm telling you now. Or he's gonna get a Star Wars set of die-cast exclusives dropped on his fucking head.
Yeah.
Her head. Sorry, Cat.
Yeah.
I know you're a lady cat.
I know you're a lady cat.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. She's a lady.
I'd totally forgotten how this game played. I'm watching
Oh, some mad.
some NES gameplay of
I'm telling
Spy
you,
versus
the
Spy.
PC version looked even better than that.
Yeah. You would like
didn't
set
look
PC
bad.
version
traps.
was very good.
Yeah, you were like setting murder traps, and then
Yeah.
On the PC version,
Yeah,
that's
oh,
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
Because not the
PC was
NES version, you just stabbed each other.
really.
Yeah, that's it.
so it was like Joust.
Joust. Yeah. I don't know why, but now whenever everyone mentions Joust, I think of Zodiac Motherfucker because he was like Joust fan #1 on the planet. But then he stopped tweeting. He like retired. He said he fell in love and retired from Twitter.
Well, didn't he get arrested for like DUI?
That was a while back.
Oh, okay.
Wait, who? What?
Zodiac Motherfucker.
Oh.
He hasn't tweeted in ages.
No, he fell in love and retired.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is like, come on, man.
That's kind of the only reason anyone's really doing bits on
That was the
Twitter.
reason I stopped blogging. Because I was like, wait, I have a hot girlfriend now. Why would I waste my time writing on the internet for an evening and editing and actually like reading back what I wrote and making it flow like an actual thing that someone would write that's good?
I will say, your blogs were pretty good. I liked your style.
I liked them a lot. I mean, it's weird. Like now, it's very much early 2000s style.
Yeah.
Like if you read it, it's like, oh god, some of this shit's insufferable. But
it's that kind of voice, but it was, I mean, it was of its time, and the writing was good. So
yeah,
it got
well,
you a free Hamilton Beach.
No,
whatever it
the egg
was.
and muffin toaster.
Egg and muffin toaster.
Yeah,
But I think I came to your blog late,
probably.
very late.
Yeah, it's weird to think about now. Like I do wonder, like if I had stuck with it genuinely, what that would have evolved into. Because I had some crazy ass stories, and then there's stuff. What is?
This is a cat toy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I mean, there were some stories I had to take down because I was like, "Ooh, this is probably not a good story to have up still."
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's shit if I read it back, I'd be like, "Man, I was problematic in my early 20s." Or my mid 20s, I should say.
A lot of us were.
Yeah.
We're all better now.
Yeah. But I was on the Snakes on a Plane train very early
Yes,
on.
yes, yes.
I
you
was
were.
like, the first time I saw the trailer, I went fucking nuts over it.
Yeah.
And I was like, people, you don't understand what's about to happen.
Oh, I for like 6 months would have like a Snakes on a Plane Wednesday of just like, here's the latest parody video that, you know, back when YouTube was actually people creating things instead of just fucking eating lard and shit.
Yeah.
But and then I didn't go see it. I was part of the hype. I was part of that hype train that
If
just
you,
like
you
the
should have
movie
gone
came.
to the midnight show. You should have been there with me and Harlow.
I agree, but
I should have been there too. I
That
made
was
a huge
that's
mistake.
still
I
that still is a high point of my movie going life.
I just shouted that movie from the rafters, just like, "Hey, everyone's got to go see this!" And then when it came out, I went, "Nah."
Yeah.
I don't know why, but that's what everyone did.
Yep.
Most people were just like, "Yeah, you know what? No."
Movies were still cheap back then.
Yeah, should have gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I still wrote. But I wish I had the time to still write because I actually I spent a lot of time. Like I would write and then I would go, okay, this doesn't flow right, and I'd reword things and I'd be like, okay, I used the same word 3 times over the course of 10 paragraphs, so I'd rework them and I'd move I'd do actual editing and go through and like be really hard on my stuff and then finally put it out and be like, all right, this is where I want it. And that would take me like 5 hours and I'd be like, well, shit, it's time to go to bed now. And all I'm getting are comments from people on the internet, you know? And then it's like, Twitter's like, all right, I like farts, they good thing, 10,000 retweets.
Yep.
You know, it's,
Twitter's exactly what killed my blogging.
yeah. I mean, it's why I never
Microblogging.
went back.
Nano
Honestly,
blogging.
doing this also, because I was like,
Oh yeah,
Like-
having a place to just speak it instead of like having to.
yeah, because I had movie
Think it
reviews back then. I had all sorts of stuff.
Oh, I did
it
all
was
kinds of
so many
stuff.
random things, and then it was like, and when I left, it was kind of at the point where you had to focus your blog on something, which
Right.
is why
You had to
the
have,
rise
like,
of
a
fucking
specific-
mommy bloggers
Yeah.
happened and all that sort of shit. Because they're like, no, you can't just be a personality talking about random stuff.
One of my old ones is still online.
Oh, really?
20-year-old blags.
Yeah, one of my typepad blogs.
What?
Oh boy.
NozDarkly.typepad.com?
No, he's a different person.
You liar.
He is
you
not
are a
me.
damn liar.
He
You
is
are
n-
Noz Darkly, and you know it.
He is not me.
Does that make you crazy?
That's a thinker.
Yep.
Got him.
Yeah,
Thing is, now even if I wanted to take that blog down, I don't have the password anymore. I don't.
Was
know
it on
how
Blogger?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, and all the links to God, I don't even know where I stored all the images. But
Oh,
they're
yeah.
all,
I'm
they all
sure those are
broke.
all
Those are
They
all
all
broken.
broke.
Yeah.
So when you go, it's like you can't even read it now. But
Yep.
Yeah. That's the weird thing about like internet graveyard is all the images are ghosts.
Yeah.
The text lives, but the images are ghosts.
yeah.
I had some live journal entries, maybe like 5 live journal entries, and I was like, this is dumb.
Yeah.
Now that I know that people I know are reading this, I am going to stop.
Yeah. I wish there was a way to write and get paid for it, but there's flat out is not anymore.
I mean, well, like our buddy Ian is writing and getting paid for it, but he has
Yeah,
put
but
in
you can't
a
make
lot
a
of
living.
He's getting there.
Yeah, but I mean, there aren't enough of those jobs.
Yeah.
And especially someone my age is like, nope,
Yeah.
nope, not starting over there.
Well,
But
I mean-
I did love writing. I really genuinely did, and oh well.
I mean, Ian is around our age, and he has started to eke out a career. So it's never too late.
Yeah.
But
it is for me.
yeah, for you, for
my
you, it
my
is.
dreams are dead.
For you,
I cannot have dreams anymore. They're
your
all
personal
expired.
dreams are dead.
I am
but
done. Everything's over for me.
but for other people out there, it's still a possibility. I really really want to go back to writing, even though I am probably not going to be able to write what I want to write for a profit or for
Yeah.
anything other than personal gain. I need to get back to it. I really miss it. I liked what I was doing, going to shows and writing about them.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish I still.
so nice.
I wish I still cared about having the time to write on Letterboxd too, because I have some reviews that I really enjoyed, and then that site just became shit.
Well, you just have to come up with the perfect one-line review that says,
Well, yeah, it's
this
basically-
movie was like my farts.
It's basically movie Twitter in
Yeah.
that, like our
Yeah, but it's weird movie Twitter because it's like my dad yelled at me and I got on the bus and this movie gets 2 stars.
yeah, it's
I mean that
you
know
need to be the drill of Letterboxd. That's
yeah. I love that people are pissed at Drill for putting a book out of his tweets.
oh, is that what he's doing?
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, good for him.
yeah, and
Makes-
it's like if anybody deserves to make fucking money off
Yeah,
of this, it's
right.
goddamn Drill.
Because all you motherfuckers are doing nothing but just
retweeting drill and trying to be him.
Yeah,
well just putting his classic tweets next to something some fucker in the government has just said. So
Well, I want to say it was
He might
Ian who pointed out that actually no, he might have retweeted it, but it was somebody who was basically like, listen, all of you basically steal every post he does and then use that as a joke format for a month.
yeah.
So give him the fucking money for doing
Right.
it. I'm gonna know who he is. That's all I care about.
I thought he had been outed. I thought someone had revealed who he
Horse
was.
ebooks was outed.
The fuck do you say to me?
man,
Horse
You got to
ebooks?
keep up with your weird Twitter, man.
don't remember Horse
Horse
ebooks?
ebooks long ago was outed as someone.
Well,
Wasn't
well,
important, but-
it was an actual bot account, and then at some point someone took it over and started making Horse ebooks tweets.
Got to keep up, man.
This
It's not that hard.
I really don't.
understand the world.
I don't understand.
Nah, I
anything
need
you've
to,
been saying
like,
for the last 20 minutes.
Honestly, my life has been a lot better since I don't get on Twitter all day because I just can't. I don't have the time to do any of that, and I just pull my lists. And I
Yeah.
have like my BMFcast people, which is like when I see, oh, let's see what you guys are up to, and then there's like the full feed all stars, which is like people who I actually give a shit about what they tweet, and they don't just retweet garbage all the time.
Yeah.
But my actual feed, and I feel bad because there's probably people I follow that didn't end up on that list at some point that probably should have been. So I'll never hear from them again.
Yeah.
Because I'm never on Twitter ever anymore.
I just keep my followed number down, so I don't get as much. I get some garbage because there's some people that I follow that I like. They just happen to retweet a lot of stuff into my timeline. There's a couple wrestlers that I like following, and they just are prolific. Anytime they get mentioned, they retweet it.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I like to think that if you've made my list, you're pretty good content.
Yeah.
I want to see it, and I always feel bad skipping over tweets that like when I refresh after being at work all day, and it's like, you have 75 million new tweets. And I'm like, okay, just skip to the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna
All
start
I will
this over.
say for those wrestlers is you will never regret turning off someone's retweets.
That's true.
You will never regret
That's
it.
true. I always forget because it's not an easily accessible option on my Twitter app. I have to go to Twitter
Well,
and do it.
it's not 100% true. I do have a few people I follow that like their retweet content is better than their own content sometimes, but they'll come in a wave of like 10 and they're done for
Yeah.
the day.
Yeah.
They're just like,
Yeah,
hey,
but
here's the
then-
best stuff I saw from. Like,
But
the
yeah,
last
but
day
if
and a
you
half.
don't want to, if you're sick of seeing someone's retweets,
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah.
will never regret. And like
Oh,
that's why I
yeah,
stopped
yeah.
following like, oh god, what was it? It was whatever there was a Batman one like 5 or 6 years ago that was pretty good, and I was like, I realized I don't need to follow this because everyone will just retweet it at some point.
I think it was
into
the
my
goddamn
timeline.
Batman, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. There were a few like that where I was like, I'll just wait until people retweet them, so I'll just get the best ones.
That's the way, like with Drill and Maddie Talks. I was
Maddie Talks,
following
I've-
both of them for a while. Maddie Talks was like, for a while I was like, that's the best goddamn Twitter account that'll ever exist because I
Yeah.
only saw it retweeted into my timeline. And then I followed, and I'm like, oh my god, this is the worst Twitter account that's ever
Yeah.
existed.
And the thing
it was
is,
just
I was
carpet
like,
bombing.
I was like his 200th follower or something like that. I was like way early before he just went fucking nuts. And when he used to put jokes, like nonstop jokes, all day long, and now it's just garbage. It sucks. Anyway, Twitter sucks.
Yeah,
Delete your Twitter.
Eh.
Your life will be better.
the internet sucks.
Yeah.
Delete your internet.
Yep.
There we go.
Indeed.
Turned off those retweets. My timeline will be better.
Do it.
Then sometimes I regret like not following more people because it'll be like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, come on, West Coast, do something.
Yeah. When I'm up in the middle,
Do something.
When I'm up in the middle of the night and I'm like, I can't think about work anymore. I need to do something else. Yeah. There's nobody on fucking Twitter.
Got to follow some Australians.
That's what it was when I was in Hawaii too. Like in the evenings, it was just like, no, it's fucking the dead zone here. I would actually catch the people when I was going to bed. I'd catch the people waking up on the East Coast for morning shit. It's like, god damn. Anyway,
Let's do a second half.
let's do a second half. I have nothing, by the way. As always,
All right.
Hey.
as is custom of my people, I have nothing for the second half. That's why I'm over the second half. It's done.
I have a movie.
Do you have anything, Harlow?
I have a movie.
Do either of you have animes?
No.
Gross.
I started to, but then I fell asleep.
Okay.
I can tell you, I just purchased Predator and Predator 2 on Vudu.
You should have bought the 3-pack.
I already had Predators
Oh, okay.
because I had a Blu-ray of it,
All right.
and I got a code with it. So the 3-pack would have cost me $2 more
I see.
than just buying them.
Oh, that's right, because Predator's $4.99.
Yeah. Also, I almost bought the Mission Impossible 6-pack for $50.
Mm-hmm.
Then I remembered Movies Anywhere doesn't Paramount doesn't transfer, so
Yeah.
I didn't do that. And of course, the one on iTunes only has the first 5, and then they want $20 for the new one.
You can find that Blu-ray pack for cheap all the time.
Yeah.
That's what I did. I got it.
It doesn't have all the codes in
yes.
it? Okay. Well, I'll wait for one with all 6. Because apparently Fallout's the best one. Yeah. That's what I figured.
I made my first post Movies Anywhere, but I know this won't transfer over, but it's so cheap I have to buy it anyway. There was, on Xbox, they had a 6-pack of Jason Statham Lionsgate movies, and the 6-pack was
man.
$2.99.
Yeah.
Each movie was 50 cents, and
You
I'm
gotta
like,
do that.
fuck
Yeah.
yes. Maybe one day they'll transfer over. If not, I don't care. It's
That's
$3
kinda
fucking
how I am.
dollars.
I totally forgot and bought John Wick 2, I think, on Vudu. And then I was like, shit. Because like I have John Wick 1 on iTunes, I believe.
Oh.
And then 2 is... So now they're all split up. And it's because I think that's Lionsgate as well.
Yeah.
I know it's not one that transfers, which sucks.
It'll get there.
God, that-
Eventually, everyone will get on board. They have to.
yeah, that shit's going to flood. When that happens, my library's going to
Yeah.
balloon quickly.
I really hope they. More than that, I hope Disney gets on the 4K Apple thing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That pisses me off.
They're jerks.
Because like Ragnarok and Infinity War would look fucking amazing in 4K,
Mhm.
HDR
Yeah.
and stuff.
I'm trying to think. I think I have Guardians 2. I bought the 4K disc. I don't know if the code redeemed is 4K, though. I want to say that it did.
Hmm.
Anyway, second half.
Second half
there
podcast.
we go. Sorry I sidetracked.
No. That's good. Good talk.
Good banter.
Okay, second half. Somebody clap, please. All right, and welcome back.
Hey! Second half number 2.
Second half.
BMFcast.
The half where I don't talk.
Aw.
Oh.
No, I just didn't watch anything.
Oh.
How about you guys, though?
I saw something fairly newish theater-wise.
Okay, mine's older than that.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Well, quickly, I was to say I was in Mexico, as since I wasn't here last week.
Oh.
I went and saw Mission Impossible 6 again.
Yeah.
I like that it's called Mission Impossible Repercussion instead of Fallout.
Nice.
That's a good.
Yeah.
I like that Predator is De Predator.
Dead Predator.
Yeah.
But I also went to see Mi Ex es un espía, as it's called there, or The Spy Who Dumped Me.
Oh, right, that.
Because it was hot as balls, and I was like, movies are dirt cheap, and this came out, so why not?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a movie that's like way better than I thought it was going to be. I'm not going to say it's great, but I had fun with it while it was happening.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one of those like it's. Oh, I kind of lied. I kind of have 2 movies because I forgot it's been a while since I've been on here. So I was just kind of like combo talk them because it's kind of like Tag, which I also recently watched.
Mm-hmm.
In that we're in this strange place where they're making comedies like competent action movies. You know?
Yeah.
Tag, I kind of have a big problem with because like that goes places that I was like, no. You know, like Tag just Tag lost me at a certain point, and I was like, no, fuck all y'all. Like this should be something that's supposed to be heartwarming, and at the end, it's like, no, you didn't earn this. Like there's some unredemption here.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, no, like The Spy Who Dumped Me. It's just it's fun, and I think it's mostly kept alive by Kate McKinnon. You know, I mean, Mila Kunis is just there. You know, I mean, like. I don't know. She's not bad. It's just like, yeah, look, stand there and look pretty, kind of thing. You know, like Kate McKinnon's like the one working the comedy, if you will.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, it's not obviously for most people, it's not a go out into the theater type of thing to see, but it's hot and you can see it cheap.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's another one of those like like this is shot better as an action movie than it deserves to be. Like there's one sequence in particular that I thought was fucking hilarious and had like one of the best punchlines at the end. It's dark and it's twisted, but it's a great punchline. But yeah, I don't know.
So does it feel like one where the trailers spoiled most of the good jokes or not?
No, not really.
Good.
Like I mean, I actually it went totally different places than I thought it was going to go, and it was also way dirtier than I thought it was going to be. Like
Good.
it's hard R. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a good watch. Nothing special there. I did learn one funny thing about like so. Just sidebar, like going to movies in Mexico, like you have to look for unless you speak Spanish, you have to look for movies that are in English that are going to have Spanish subtitles. That's great and all, you just ignore the subtitles, except when you watch things like Mission Impossible and The Spy Who Dumped Me, where they go to other countries, and then. You better hope you rely on just enough Spanish to understand what they're saying because they're subtitled the Russian and or whatever language that they're speaking. Which luckily with Mission Impossible I'd already seen it, so it was like, I got this. But the other one was like, I get the gist. I comprehend just enough Spanish that I think I comprehend more than I can try to speak. If that makes sense.
It does.
Yeah. So anyway, but that's it. Nothing super special. Just some action comedies.
I have a not so special action comedy as well.
Oh, okay.
Boy, bringing the thunder, guys.
Yeah. I just going through the DVR, just finding stuff on cable since I pay for cable. I'm like, I should probably watch things that the movie channels run, and I pay for it. I might as well use it.
Stop
So
paying for it.
I was like, oh right, they made that Land of the Lost movie, and I never saw that. So why don't I watch that? Man, what a mistake that movie is from just top to bottom. I don't understand. Like, I'm not saying anything new here. I think audiences reacted the same way, and I know the studio has since reacted in a way like, man, we blew that. Like, but that is just a bad idea. Everything about it is a bad idea.
The crazy thing is, you mentioned that I honestly 100% can't remember if I've seen that or not.
It feels like that kind of movie.
Yeah, like I have no idea if I've seen that.
Yeah. It the problem with it is that it is a Will Ferrell man-child screaming random lines, pick whichever line works best, use that in the edit, but on a grand scale with all these special effects and action set pieces and things. And those two things don't go together. There's some legit funny stuff in that movie, but it's like, oh, right, this is Land of the Lost. It doesn't make sense for that to be here. Right. It doesn't make sense for him to be the hero of this movie because he's an idiot. And, yeah, it's just...
I still think the best thing about that, him getting cast in that, is the fact that he was Marshall Willenholly and Jane Silent Bob Strike Back.
Yes. That was all I could think of.
That's yeah, I know. That's the only thing. It's just like the cosmic kismet of that is still funny.
Yeah,
but
there was the movie's bookended with scenes on the Today Show where he's being interviewed by Matt Lauer, and so that's like really off-putting to start with. But he is fucking with Matt Lauer in both scenes, and that's kind of okay because Matt Lauer is getting increasingly pissed off at Will Ferrell, and Will Ferrell's like not having it because he's just being man-child Will Ferrell. He's dressed as like an adventurer, and he's billed as a time traveler. Matt Lauer's not having it, and Will Ferrell's not having Matt Lauer not having it. So it's kind of a weird, like, okay, this turned out okay because fuck Matt Lauer, but still, like the very first thing you see when the movie starts is the Today logo, and then Matt Lauer's big dumb head, and you're just like, oh no. But yeah, it all turns out okay. I don't know. That's. Mm-hmm. Also, for a PG-13 movie, that movie's raunchy. Like, there are jokes in that where I'm just like, am I watching some unrated cut? Because they are straight up, like, just about doing the most raunchy bits they could do here. Like, I don't think anyone was paying attention.
Huh.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
What year was that?
2009.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a year.
And it's weird, too, because Will Ferrell's still kind of stuck in George Bush mode. He, on occasion, will slip into George Bush voice and do random lines like he's making fun of the president. And it's like, okay, but that doesn't fit with your character in this at all. I understand you were doing your one-man show and all that kind of stuff, and I don't know. Just that movie just doesn't work. It's a shame. Although, ultimately, it's not a shame. Who gives a fuck about Land of the Lost? But, you know. Anyway.
I'm glad you brought it back, Chuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good job.
I had to watch it so that I'm sure in a few years, like Harlow, I'll be like, did I see that?
Yeah.
But I logged it on Letterboxd, so now I'll know.
well,
I'll go back and be
Yes,
like,
you can
yes,
go back
I saw that.
I have seen this.
Yes,
You got your $249 worth of cable out of that month.
I did, yeah. Absolutely.
So,
What you got, BJ?
I know I mentioned that I had seen a couple movies,
Uh-huh.
which is shocking in and of itself.
It is.
It is.
Well, there's another shocking part about it, and that's that it was both of those movies were animes.
Oh.
That was a good
Shocking,
reaction.
isn't it?
That was a good
Yeah.
reaction.
It's not even May.
I know.
Why are you watching Japanimation?
Well, I watched cartoons because it was movie night, and people wanted to watch these cartoons, these
Okay.
Japartoons, if you will.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't want.
It sounds almost French.
Japatoon.
Japartoon. This week on Japartoon,
Anime.
we smoke
Japartoons.
cigarettes in the dark. This has been Japartoon. Don't tune in next time.
So what?
And they made a sequel. It is just Japartoon Batu.
Japartoon.
So what? Japartoon did you watch?
I watched Akira.
Akira.
Akira, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh boy, that's as I said on Twitter, the famous microblogging website. I was expecting a lot more motorcycles and a lot less psychokinesis and body horror.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
And a lot less shouting Tetsuo.
Canada.
Oh, Canada. That's what it is. Yeah.
Oh no, it's both of them.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah.
both of them. It's both of them. There's a lot of both of that.
I just like saying Canada, even though it's Canada.
Close enough.
Oh yeah, the Canada jokes are flying for sure.
Oh yeah.
Man, that is a wild ride. I want the version of that where it's mostly motorcycle thugs, like, because that's what I had it built up as in my mind for the entire 35 years since
it is
it
not
came
what
out.
you were expecting it to be.
No.
Yeah.
And all the promo shit is Kaneda looking cool as shit on this motorcycle, and it's not about any of that. It's it's about some sort of existential, crazy powers, and you turn into a goo monster, and then you become a god, I guess.
That checks out. Yeah.
Yeah,
That math checks out.
that's pretty much the plot.
I
But-
have seen it. I remember talking about it on this show.
You did.
I still don't think I know anything that happened in that movie.
Yeah. There is motorcycles are ridden for a short period of time, and then some stuff happens. There's some children with telekinetic, psychokinetic powers, and Tetsuo becomes a god. The end.
I apparently gave it 5 stars. So
It is. I will say, it is fucking gorgeous. It is just a feast for the eyes.
Yep.
It's so much fun to look at that movie while it's happening. The story is a mess. The plot and pacing are a mess, but man, is it cool as shit to look at.
Did we all sit and watch Redline at some point in time?
we've
all
all
went
It was the
separately.
second half.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was
so
the
we've
second
all
half
collectively
movie.
seen it, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm just saying, like, that's probably just about as pretty, and it's all
Yeah.
the crazy shit you actually want to see.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would.
well, the entire second half is one chase race
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah.
And
So,
plus,
yeah.
anytime you can put a turbo pill into a thing and then, like, half your face almost peels off because you go so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I should watch Redline again.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
Um,
you need to ask your Japan-made
Yeah.
friends if
My
Japan-
your companimations if,
animations.
Oh,
Very
my
nice.
if they've seen Redline.
I like it. I like it.
All right, my review said I'd call it the 2001 of anime, but that feels a bit too reductive.
That's a good.
Does that ring a bell with you?
Somewhat.
Okay.
No,
In that, like, I know, like, awesome things were happening, but I think I need to watch it a few more times to actually connect the dots into what they are.
Just read the Wikipedia article.
No,
Yeah.
no.
I mean, I
No.
actually totally get that review because we were talking pre-show and y'all showing up that, like, I think that movie's reputation is based solely on that. There was just nothing like it prior to.
Yeah.
Nothing looked like it.
Yeah,
for
nothing
sure,
looked
yeah.
like it prior to.
At least that. I don't know about in Japan, but at least over here for sure there was nothing that we got that looked like that. So after watching a giant goo monster absorb a man and then turn into a god, we needed something a little bit more refreshing, something a little bit less
Gooey.
gooey and ripping body parts apart, less of a mind fuck as well. So we watched Princess Mononoke, and that is the very first Studio Ghibli film that I think I've ever seen.
I have still not seen it.
And that motherfucker is a delight. That is a gorgeous like, Akira looks really cool. Princess Mononoke is one of the prettiest films I've ever seen. Holy shit.
Yep.
There's also some, like, crazy body horror-ish stuff in that I wasn't expecting. There's a thing that happens to a boar in the very beginning of the movie that is gross and weird, so be prepared for that. But holy fucking shit, just it's a good movie, you know, to begin with, but it's also just beautiful in every way imaginable. And we watched it subbed because nobody likes to read, I guess. The English voice cast, amazing. With one exception, which is Billy Bob Thornton.
I was gonna say you watched the Billy Bob Thornton version
Yeah.
of this. Okay.
Yeah.
People like hate that.
I guess. Yeah.
I reckon you make them their Princess Mononoke.
I will say this. For Billy Bob Thornton, it's not that bad. You know, it's not like goofy-ass Billy Bob Thornton being Billy Bob-ass Thornton.
Uh huh.
he keeps it pretty tame, but I feel like the voice is wrong for the character. But everybody else I thought was really good.
Some folks call it an anime. Some folks call it a Japanimation.
I call it a Japartoon. But I could probably wax poetic about Princess Mononoke for a very, very long time.
You need to watch Totoro.
I know.
ASAP.
I know.
Yep.
It was kind of a toss up between
I
those
love
two.
both. I love them both. Just Totoro is utterly delightful.
Yeah.
Like
It might-
100%.
It's
There's nothing even weird. Like, I mean, obviously there's some weird, but it's like there is no body horror. There's no nothing. It is just a delight.
it's just charming from
Yes.
start to finish.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, Princess Mononoke, real good. I would like to watch it in, actually in Japanese and read the subtitles because that's the kind of guy I am. I feel like there's a certain... When a movie is written, its native language, they have... Dialogue isn't just the words and getting across what the words say. It's the way words sound and the way they're spoken. And so I feel like that's really important to a movie. So I like to hear that. I like to hear the way it was originally supposed to be written, or the way it was originally supposed to be spoken. So that's why I prefer subs over dubs. So I want to watch it with subtitles at some point and hear the language, because I would sort of assume that the language, the way it is written, will fall in line with the rest of the beauty of that movie, from the sound to the visuals to the message. But that'll have to be at a way later time because I have other things to do before rewatching a movie that I've just seen. But I don't know, 4.5 stars for Princess Mononoke. Watch
Not
it.
bad.
It's good. Yeah, it's
Okay.
pretty good. It's pretty good. And that's all I have. Those are the only things that I've watched in the last 3 months, besides BMFcast movies and TV shows.
Yeah,
Excellent.
I know what you mean.
Well, do we have any correspondence or something, or
something.
just
That
tell,
face
tell
doesn't-
people how to get in touch with us? Or
Well, while Mackie's looking for respondents. No? None? Okay. So to correspond with us, BMF at BMFcast.com. BMFcast.com.
BMFcast.
9105-JOCKS-BMF or 910-556.
9263.
9263. God damn.
The accent threw you off.
Yeah, it did. Sure did.
Yeah, you mean the accent?
Right, I
Excellent.
did mean the accent.
Accent.
BMFcast.com. Go to that website. It's got all the stuff that we do, including literally every episode of everything we've ever done. And you can...
It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot of shit. It's like 30 days straight worth of listening, practically. So get yourself some of that over there. You can also find a link to our Patreon. If you would rather just type it in, it's patreon.com/BMFcast. And please give us money to do extra things for you. And those extra things are podcast-related, not sexual.
Depends.
Not yet, anyway. Nobody's
Yeah,
hit
no,
that
no,
goal.
It's a secret goal.
Yep.
Yeah, for just pennies a day,
Yeah.
you can support
Yeah.
your favorite podcasters.
Oh, I thought you were going to say for pennies a day.
Yeah.
We will have sex with you.
I mean,
Pennies?
Oh, I mean, it depends
I
on
don't
how
know.
many
Lots of
pennies.
pennies,
Yeah,
yeah,
there's-
lots of
there's
pennies.
No, that would be prostitution, which is not legal in our state.
Oh.
I'll fuck you for free. That's a promise.
if you donate, there's a chance that we'll fuck you for free.
Yeah.
Yes, it's more of a Patreon escort service.
You will be entered into a drawing.
Yeah, it's like fuck bingo.
It is like fuck bingo.
Yes.
It is
Bingo.
100% like fuck bingo.
Yeah. All right. Well, all that being
Yes.
said, why don't we get out of here?
Okay.
I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
And this is BMFcast out. We'll fuck you next time.
And the time after that.
For free, legally.
Oh, now I can go die. It was good. No, it was good knowing all of you. I'm gonna go die.
Harlow's going to die, y'all. So say goodbye to Harlow
Yes.
Goodbye, Harlow.
in the chat.
R.I.P.
Everyone
in
say
peace.
goodbye.
Goodbye, Harlow, in the chat.
Okay, for those of you out in live
no.
stream land that pay attention to this,
Oh no.
I do believe that I mentioned. Did I mention a secret project last
You
week?
did.
I did.
Did.
Okay.
You teased it.
I don't
You
know,
only
'cause
told
I
us.
didn't listen.
Yeah, you only
Okay.
told us. You did not tell the fans.
Okay, so I didn't tell the fans. So the fans, there's a secret project that I've been working on. This is just a personal thing, and I'm leveraging my celebrity here to hopefully make it successful.
On the YouTube live stream, I'm not sure this is the best plan.
I know.
You
I
might
know.
have should have
Good luck.
inserted it into the actual show.
I know,
pretty good.
but I'm gonna. We'll.
Oh,
What?
Bill says you did.
No, he said it was going to be on September 6th.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I didn't give
oh.
any hints to it. I just said
Oh,
September 6th.
Right, that's
so,
right. That's right.
You can do two
right.
things. Go to twitter.com/bedtimestorytv or twitch.tv/bedtimestorytv. Watch those spaces.
So you're saying I need to follow
I'm saying that you should probably follow
Story TV.
Bedtime Story TV on Twitch and Twitter.
All right. I'll do that now.
There are no graphics currently on the Twitter right
See that?
just yet. 'Cause
Unfollowed.
I keep forgetting to add the graphics.
Fucking egg.
Yeah. I can show you that it's. Well, I can probably show you that it's. No, I can't because I didn't log in from this phone. Whoops.
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
Bedtime Story TV.
Hey, look. They have not tweeted yet.
That's right. And when I was setting up the account, Twitter fucked up, and it. Apparently, if you want the account TV Bedtime, that's out there. So, because that's what it set it to first somehow. But,
TV bedtime.
but yeah, watch that space for some nice, wholesome, fun things coming. September 6th.
Yeah. So wholesome because it's like 9-6 instead of 6-9.
Yes. Unless you're in Europe, and then it's,
Yeah. Then it's soft.
then it's the sex number.
Yeah, it is.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it. That's all I got.
All right.
Bye.
All right. I'm gonna turn this off so I can go
Good
die.
night, y'all.
I'm gonna go die. I'm gonna go die now. You should have done that.
last movie on Earth was a fine motion picture.
That's true. Yeah.
Ballistic, Ecks.
Yeah.
So,
Mistakes were made.
thing I forgot about. Next time.